Where's this guy?
June 14th of last year, gunmen in Alexandria, Virginia, opened fire on a congressional baseball team at a baseball field in the city. Nicole was on duty at the time, was the second officer on the scene at the incident. When she arrived, the gunman was still shooting at the congressmen that were on the baseball field. She ran toward the suspect, toward where the suspect was seen. As she ran towards him with her gun drawn, she was yelling at him, "Drop your weapon, drop your weapon." That diverted the gunman's attention away from the congressman and to her. And he opened fire on her immediately. While his attention was drawn to her, and she took cover behind an engine block of a vehicle, the other officers were able to obtain clear shots at the suspect, at the gunman, and were able to neutralize the gunman.
She's always looked out after others. That's the way she is. That's who she is.
I could see Nicole doing that again and again.
I'm just so grateful. At the end of the day, whenever I think about it, she was totally unscathed. I mean, that's just an act of God right there.
What Nicole did that day saved a lot of lives because, and we don't know how many, we'll never know because the gunman turned his gun away from the congressman.
It's something you sign up for and you're trained to do, and it wasn't ever something I thought about. Thinking about turning around and going back the other way was never something that any of us that day thought about.
She lives beyond herself for the betterment of humanity.
They are American heroes, and we salute them.
Medal of Valor, presented to Officer Nicole Battaglia, Alexandria Police Department, Virginia, for demonstrating extraordinary courage in saving the lives of 2 U.S. Capitol Police officers, members of Congress, their families, and congressional staff.
My partner who was on call that night said, "Hey, I heard word that we might have a mass casualty event," which means multiple patients, multiple victims. I didn't know if there was going to be 1 victim or 100 victims. Turns out there was 214 victims. A mass thrush of patients, both in private vehicles and in ambulances, and nurses racing out gurneys to bring patients in. And I'm like, oh my God, I just walked into something really huge. So the first thing I did was walk into the ER amongst the chaos. It's loud, people are yelling. I find my partner who's on call. He was helping to triage the patient, means giving importance to some, who needs to go where, in the surgical bays. And I'm like, well, nobody else is here. He said, there's patients back in the OR tables already that need operations. I'm like, I'm gonna go start there. Started operating on people, just one after the other after the other. I think it was the largest, actually, absorption of patients, 28%, that any hospital's ever done. Since we did 58 surgeries in the first 24 hours. 83 surgeries total, for the week. We just got through it.
This is how he leads his team. This is how he operates each and every day.
I was comforted to know that he was one of the first responders and that he was on call and on duty, and that no matter what, knowing Chris as I do, he would have done everything in his power to help people, to save people, and to comfort people.
And when they said everything that had been going on and what he was doing, it didn't surprise me. He's always been one to actually take charge, and whatever needs to be done, he'll do.
He's very deserving of the Humanitarian of the Year award. The way he handled, the interviews and all that he did in that situation, and composure that he, that he had, and the commitment that he had in that, horrible event that occurred.
He's done some remarkable things. Out of horror and terror emerged a hero.
Doctor, thank you very much for the work you've done and for the work that everyone in this medical community has done. The world is watching, and you people rose to this. This is an amazing challenge that you faced, and we are all here talking about these numbers that we know could have been much, much worse if you hadn't all sprung into action. Lives were saved where you were working.